Everyone will tell you the same thing. Every home flipping show you watch, every design magazine you flip through, maybe even the last real estate agent you spoke to, they all repeat the same mantra. To add the most value to your home, you need to gut your kitchen or remodel your primary bathroom. It's become such an accepted piece of wisdom that we just don't question it anymore. We save up tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars, bracing for the dust, the disruption, and the financial pain, all for that wow factor we believe will translate into a massive payday when it's time to sell. But what if I told you they're wrong? What if that entire philosophy, that kitchen-centered view of home value, is one of the most expensive pieces of misinformation in real estate today? What if I told you that the data for 2025 proves, without a doubt, that the number one home upgrade, the project with the single highest return on investment, has absolutely nothing to do with marble countertops or spa-like showers? The data is in, and it's clearer than ever. The smartest investment you can make in your home, the one that can deliver a staggering return, is actually on the exterior of your house. It costs a tiny fraction of what you'd spend on a new kitchen, can often be completed in a single day, and it has the power to fundamentally change how every single potential buyer sees your property before they even step out of their car. In this video, I'm going to pull back the curtain on the world of home renovations. We're going to look at the hard numbers and real data, and I'll reveal the smartest places to put your money to maximize your home's value. I promise you, the project that takes the top spot is going to shock you. Before we get into the numbers, let's talk about how we got here. Why are we, as a culture, so obsessed with the kitchen and bathroom as the holy grail of home value? My name is your name, and for the past X years, I've been a realtor right here in your city region. I've guided hundreds of families through buying and selling, and my entire career is built not on feelings or trends, but on data. I live and breathe market analysis, and most importantly, the annual reports that tell us exactly what buyers will pay for. And year after year, I see homeowners make the same costly mistake. They pour their savings into the wrong projects based on emotion, not evidence. The kitchen myth is powerful because it's aspirational. It's the heart of the home, right? It's where we picture ourselves cooking holiday meals and hosting friends. Television has played a huge role in this. For 2 decades, we've been fed a steady diet of shows where taking a sledgehammer to a dated kitchen is the first step toward a home's transformation. These shows are fantastic entertainment, but they are not sound financial advice. They're selling a dream, a lifestyle fantasy. The narrative is always the same. A couple buys a tired house, blows out walls for an open concept kitchen, installs gleaming white cabinets, and then sells for a 6-figure profit. It looks so simple. It feels so right. The problem is, this story conveniently leaves out the astronomical costs, the budget overruns, and the statistical reality of the return on that investment. The emotional return? That might be huge for you, personally. But the financial return on investment, the actual cold, hard cash you get back when you sell, is a completely different story. To understand this, we need to look at the right sources. We're not looking at design blogs or TV shows. We're turning to the gold standards, the annual cost versus value report from Remodeling Magazine, and the National Association of Realtors Remodeling Impact Report. Now, here is the single most important concept to understand: the difference between cost recouped and return on investment, or ROI. If you spend $10,000 on a project and a report says you will recoup 80% of the cost, that means your home's value will increase by $8,000. You spent $10,000 and got $8,000 back. That's a $2,000 loss, a negative 20% ROI. To get a positive ROI, you need to recoup more than 100%. A project that recoups 150% of its cost means you spent $10,000, added $15,000 in value, and made a $5,000 profit. That's a positive 50% ROI. Keeping this in mind is the key. Now, let's start our countdown by busting some of the biggest myths in the business. We're going to start at the bottom of a list with the projects people think offer the best returns, but are often the worst financial decisions you can make before a sale. These are the big, expensive projects the TV shows love, but the data tells a very different story. Let's start with the big one, the major upscale kitchen remodel. This is the full gut job, tearing everything out, reconfiguring the layout, installing top-of-the-line custom cabinetry, exotic stone countertops, and commercial-grade appliances. It's the dream kitchen you see in magazines, and in 2025, it can easily cost $150,000 or more. Now, take a deep breath. According to the latest data, the average cost recouped for a major upscale kitchen remodel is around 50 to 60%. Let me translate that. If you spend $150,000, you can expect your home's value to increase by about $75,000 to $90,000. That's a staggering loss of $60,000 to $75,000. Why is it so low? First, personalization. Your dream kitchen is your dream. The ultra-modern cabinets you love might be a turnoff for a buyer dreaming of a rustic farmhouse look. The more you personalize a space, the smaller your pool of potential buyers. Second, there's a ceiling to how much value any single room can add. Once you cross a certain threshold, you are officially over-improving for your neighborhood. Buyers expect a functional, updated kitchen, but they won't pay a dollar-for-dollar premium for ultra-high-end finishes. Next on our list of financial disappointments is the major upscale bathroom remodel. Much like the kitchen, this is the full fantasy, expanding the footprint, moving plumbing, installing a freestanding tub, and a huge walk-in shower. A project like this can easily run you $80,000 to $100,000. The financial return? It's a bit better than the kitchen, but still deep in the red. But 2025 data shows an average cost recouped of around 60 to 67% for mid-range and upscale remodels. Spend $80,000 and you might add around $48,000 to $53,600 in value. Again, you've lost tens of thousands of dollars for the exact same reasons. Extreme personalization and astronomical costs lead to diminishing returns. One last common project to touch on is the wood deck edition. Outdoor living space is hugely popular, but the data suggests we should be cautious. For a standard wood deck, 2025 reports place the cost recouped closer to 60 to 65%. Not the full cost. It absolutely adds to the lifestyle of a home, but as a pure financial investment for ROI, it falls short of other projects. The theme here is clear. The biggest and most expensive interior renovations, the ones we've been conditioned to believe are the cornerstones of adding value, are often financial black holes. They're wonderful for your own enjoyment if you plan to stay for years. But if your goal is maximizing ROI for a sale, they are simply not the answer. Okay, so we've torn down the myths. Let's build back up with projects that represent smart money. These are renovations with a proven track record of delivering a solid, if not spectacular, return by addressing buyer needs without breaking the bank. Let's revisit the bathroom. We know the upscale remodel is a bad investment, but what about a mid-range bathroom remodel? This is a totally different animal. You're not moving walls. You're doing a strategic cosmetic refresh. A new vanity, new toilet, new fixtures and lighting, and fresh paint. The cost is far more manageable, typically in the $25,000 to $30,000 range. And the return? Data for 2025 shows a cost recouped between 70 and 75%. Now, is this a positive ROI? No. A 75% cost recouped on a $25,000 project is still a loss of over $6,000. So why is it a smarter money project? Because its job isn't to generate profit, but to eliminate a major buyer objection. A dated, grimy bathroom can stop a sale in its tracks. This is a defensive investment, and a very smart one. Now, let's apply that same logic to the kitchen. The major remodel was a disaster, but the minor kitchen remodel is one of the best interior investments you can make. A minor remodel keeps the existing layout and cabinet boxes. The keys are refacing or painting cabinets, replacing hardware, swapping old countertops for an affordable stone, putting in a new sink and faucet, and updating appliances. The cost for this is typically between $10,000 and $20,000. The return on this strategic investment is one of the highest for any interior project, with 2025 data placing the cost recouped around 75% to 85%. At the high end, you are getting incredibly close to breaking even, and some reports even show a minor kitchen remodel can deliver an ROI over 100%. It works because it delivers the feeling of an updated kitchen for a fraction of the cost. This is also where the Joy Score from the National Association of Realtors comes in. Kitchen remodels consistently get a perfect 10 out of 10 Joy Score. The key is to get that joy without the massive financial hit. The minor kitchen remodel is the sweet spot, where personal satisfaction and financial prudence meet. We've moved from the money pits to the smart break-even investments. Now we enter a different league. We're talking about projects that can recoup 100% or more of their cost. These are the projects with a true positive ROI. And you'll notice a clear theme. We're moving from inside the house to the outside. The secret to maximizing value isn't about the heart of the home. It's about the first impression. Coming in at number 4 is adding attic insulation, specifically fiberglass. It's an invisible upgrade, but savvy buyers and home inspectors notice. In an era of high energy costs, efficiency is a major selling point. The cost is typically just a few $1,000s, and the return is fantastic. The latest data shows this project frequently has a cost recouped at or above 100%, with some reports as high as 117%. That means for every dollar you spend, you could get it all back and then some. It's one of the few projects that also pays you back every month in lower utility bills. At number 3, we have a major curb appeal project, manufactured stone veneer. This isn't about covering your whole house in stone. It's a strategic accent, replacing the bottom third of your vinyl siding or highlighting your entryway. This creates a dramatic visual upgrade, making a standard home feel more solid and luxurious. The average cost is around $11,000, and the return is phenomenal, with a cost recouped of around 100% to 120%. You can expect to get all of your money back and potentially make a small profit. It elevates the architectural character of the property and works like a masterclass in psychological marketing. Coming in at number 2 is replacing your front entry door with a new high-quality steel door. This might seem too simple to be this effective, but the numbers don't lie. A new steel door costs on average around $2,300 installed. The data consistently shows an average cost recouped of around 90%, with some reports showing it can reach 100% or more. The front door is the literal handshake of the house. An old dented door suggests neglect. A new solid steel door signals security, quality, and pride of ownership. It sets a positive tone for the entire showing before a buyer even turns the knob. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. We've busted the myths and explored the smart money. We've seen the power of curb appeal with stone and steel. But one project for 2025 stands head and shoulders above all the rest. The number 1 home upgrade, with the single highest return on investment you can make, is a garage door replacement. I know what you're thinking. A garage door? Seriously? It sounds anticlimactic. But let's look at the numbers. The title of this video mentions a 268% ROI. And it's true that some 2025 reports analyzing specific markets and conditions have cited cost recouped figures that high. However, for a more conservative and reliable national average, most sources point to a cost recouped of 100% to 102%. Let's be crystal clear about what that means. A 102% cost recouped on a $4,500 investment means you can add approximately $4,590 to your home's value. You spend $4,500, get that money back, plus an extra $90 in pure profit. That is a positive 2% ROI. While not as flashy as 268%, it's the best return in the game. So why is this one seemingly mundane project so powerful? The answer is simple. Visual real estate. For most homes, the garage door is the single largest architectural element on the front of the house, taking up 30 to 40% of the facade. A dated, dented, or ugly garage door is a giant scar on the face of your home. It drags down the perceived value of everything. Now picture replacing that old door with a beautiful, modern, carriage house style door. The transformation is immediate and absolute. You can change the entire architectural style of your home in hours. Let's put this in direct comparison. You can spend $150,000 on a kitchen and lose $60,000. Or you can spend $4,500 on a garage door and turn a profit. From a purely financial perspective, it's not even a contest. The impact extends directly to your marketing. The first photo a buyer sees online is almost always the exterior front shot. A stunning new garage door makes that photo pop, generating more clicks, more interest, and more showings. It is the cheapest and most effective facelift you can give your home, and the data proves it pays you back. So, what have we learned today? For decades, many of us have been looking in the wrong place. We've been pouring money into emotionally satisfying but financially draining projects inside, while the real value has been hiding in plain sight on the outside. The strategy for maximizing home value in 2025 is threefold. First, prioritize curb appeal. The first impression is everything. That means your garage door, front door, and strategic accents are where your money works hardest. Second, think cost-effective and minor, not expensive and major. A minor kitchen or bathroom refresh can neutralize buyer objections far better than a massive renovation. The goal is to update and refresh, not to install your personalized dream world at a huge loss. Third, don't forget the invisible value. An upgrade like attic insulation doesn't have a wow factor, but it delivers a powerful 1-2 punch of lower energy bills and a valuable selling point for a future buyer, often with a 100% or greater return. You don't need a six-figure budget to add serious value to your home. You just need to ignore the myths, follow the data, and make smart, strategic decisions. Stop thinking like a homeowner decorating for themselves, and start thinking like a savvy investor. The numbers are clear. The path is clear. The smartest investment you can make is the one that makes a buyer fall in love with your home before they even reach the front door. If this video changed the way you think about home improvements, do me a favor and hit that like button. And be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into data-driven real estate. Now I want to hear from you. What's the one home upgrade you've been considering? Let me know in the comments below. I read every one, and I might just break down the ROI on your project in a future video. Thanks for watching. I'm your name, and I'm here to help you build wealth through real estate, one smart decision at a time. I'll see you in the next one.